I'm surrounded by idiots.
So I recently put out a video titled, "Are the Steam Deck killers, or the so-called Steam Deck killers, being overhyped by influencers?" And that video has generated quite a lot of comments, and some of which have seriously made me question my existence and wonder if people actually listen to the content that's within a video and is being presented before randomly typing comments in the comment section. So instead of me spending hours and hours of my day going through and answering all these questions one by one, I've decided that I am going to make a video response going over some of the more common themes that seem to be arising from the comment section of that video. Now, if you haven't seen that video, I will link it up above. You can go and have a watch. But basically, it boils down to one simple thing more than anything else. When it comes down to performance to cost ratio, these new devices are not going to unseat the Steam Deck as the market leader in this field at the moment. It is quite a new field, but at the moment it's been dominated by the Steam Deck. Main reason for that is you've got the name value of the Valve brand and the fact that Valve are able to sell the device at a loss because they can recoup some of that from Steam sales. Okay, so let's jump in and highlight some of the most common questions that are coming up in this video. Now, I've had quite a few people commenting who are from countries like Malaysia, for example, who do not currently receive support from Valve. What they've been pointing out is if they buy something like the GPD Win Max, it's going to cost approximately $50 more to buy the Win Max than it would cost them to buy the Steam Deck. So how can I say that it's not good value? Well, common sense would probably say that the information doesn't apply to you because you do not have this disparity between performance and cost. You are going to receive a better performing device at a similar cost to the Steam Deck because of your region. Not only that, you're not going to receive Valve support, which is something that people would be willing to pay for. So in your scenario, or people like your scenario, it doesn't apply. The GPD, for example, is a good value proposition. So that whole point of price versus performance doesn't apply to you. And if you feel comfortable buying from that manufacturer because you're not worried about things like ongoing support, community developments, then go for it. Absolutely go for it. You'll probably get yourself a decent device and you'll have a lot of fun with it. The next one that I saw that actually really made me chuckle, if I'm being honest, was if price to performance is your main issue, then why don't you buy a Nintendo Switch and hack it? I honestly had to shake my head reading that because I think this is potentially due to the whole I'm going to make videos comparing the Steam Deck to the Switch. It was popular when the Steam Deck was first coming out because, to be honest, it's the type of video that's going to drive traffic to your channel, okay? Now, I'm not knocking people for doing that, but the fact that you've got two devices that are handheld doesn't make them comparable, okay? Can I just put that out there straight away, okay? The Steam Deck and the Switch are not even remotely the same thing. Other than playing games, they are vastly different in what they do. Most people would not buy a Switch unless they were interested in Nintendo exclusives. That is predominantly the reason you're going to buy that device. Whereas with the Steam Deck, you are basically getting a PC in I was going to say your pocket, but you'd need to have some pretty big pockets to put a Steam Deck in your pocket, okay? But it's giving you the power of a PC in the palm of your hands, basically. You can do things like watch videos you've downloaded from the internet. You can use it for your media consumption on the likes of YouTube, stuff like that. You can even use it to write Word documents if you wish to do that. Not only that, it's a device that allows you to use wireless streaming from your other devices within your house, like your PlayStation, your Xbox, your PC. I personally, other than being portable, I don't really think these two should be in the same discussion. They're entirely different. They're not going to perform the same. Don't be comparing buying a Switch to buying a Steam Deck. Apples and oranges are both fruits, but you know, you're not getting the same thing when you buy them. Now the next one, and this is one that I was kind of a little bit taken aback by, to be honest, which said that despite me saying these YouTubers had a little bit of a bias because they were receiving the devices for free, I was actually showing a lot of bias myself, and I felt like the assumption was I'm some kind of Steam Deck fanboy. Now again, I'll be honest, the only bias I feel that I have, if any, is towards the consumer. I personally am the type of person that values value over flashiness, okay? The fact that something is simply better doesn't always mean it is worth the amount of money that's being asked for that product, okay? As an adult who's gone through life having to earn money, etc., you place value in that money, and choosing to not quote unquote waste your money on something that is going to give you slight upgrades over something that's considerably cheaper, I don't think that makes you biased towards one thing over the other. I think that just makes you someone who is sensible with your money. Now, that's not to say that everyone has to be sensible with their money. If you take offence to this next statement, then I guess I'll probably get more comments laying into me. But frankly, some people just have more money than sense. If you have the kind of disposable income where you simply do not have to worry if something actually represents good value for money, if your only concern is, I want the biggest, the flashiest, and the best at any cost, then clearly you should go and buy all of these portable handhelds, because who cares? You've got money to piss up against a wall anyway, so why not go and do it? You are a small subset of the public who would buy these devices, so realistically, it doesn't matter. It doesn't apply to you. One of the other accusations that were in the comment section was I am placing too much value behind simply performance. These devices have a better screen, some have hidden keyboards, some have detachable controllers, and again I had to laugh because strangely enough, that was things that I mentioned in the video. Some of these devices do have nice little bells and whistles that come with them. They also do have improved screens, but they've got the drawback of things like people reducing the resolution in-game to match what the Steam Deck does to actually leverage that performance. So the accusation that I wasn't actually giving these devices enough credit, I feel is completely unjust, because again, I did point that out, and if you're having to lower the resolution to get the kind of boost in performance that is really going to be noticeable day to day, are you really getting much benefit off of that screen? Considering those screens have a lower pixel density, then are you really getting a better picture? I mean, it's up to you guys to decide that one. There's one other thing I want to clear up, bit of a misconception I feel, and depending on your country, this may apply to you, this may not apply to you. As you may be able to tell from my accent, I myself am Scottish. I come from the United Kingdom, Scotland, clearly, if you don't know your geography. In the United Kingdom, we have a thing called VAT, Value Added Tax, okay? Which is why when you buy shit in the UK, it tends to cost more money. Basic fact, anyone who is a UK native will know exactly what I'm talking about. We look at the likes of the USA, etc., with envious eyes because everything seems to be cheaper. Now, when it comes to buying things like these Chinese handhelds, when you purchase them, you do not pay VAT at point of sale. So if I go on and I can look and I can purchase, according to Indiegogo, I can purchase a GPD for around about 650 UK pounds. But what you then have to factor into that is you are going to pay import tax as a UK consumer, and it's going to push that price up by around about another 20%. So it makes that price that looks relatively attractive not so attractive because you have hidden costs there. Now, those costs are not the responsibility of the seller, they're not the responsibility of the manufacturer. However, it doesn't change the fact that you as a consumer are going to have to swallow those costs and those devices become a lot higher. Now, there was some other comments that keep popping up as well, talking about the Razer handheld device, talking about Android streaming devices. They're not the same product, they're targeting two different markets. Just because something's a handheld doesn't mean it's competing in the same space as another handheld. Just like mobile phones, high-end devices do not compete with low-end devices. They have completely different markets, completely different people that they are targeting. They're not the same thing. They may have the same form factor, they may have some of the same functions, but ultimately they are not targeting the same market. They're not in the same discussion. So, I mean, I'm hoping, I doubt it though, I'm hoping that this means that a lot of these questions will stop popping up. Again, I'm not biased towards the Steam Deck. In fact, if a competitor came along who could be in a similar price bracket, offer a different form factor, maybe a slight improvement in performance, I would 100% be up for giving them a shot. Maybe you won't like this video. Maybe you'll think this video is a bit needless and pointless. Hey, it's up to you guys if you feel that way. I just don't want to spend hours of my day replying to the same posts over and over. I'm not a rude person. If someone comments, I tend to reply. So rather than that, I'll be pinning this video in the comment section of that other video. And if people have the same questions over and over, they can just watch this video for their goddamn answers. Anyway guys, I've been Hazink.
Get out of my swamp.
And I'll catch you all on the next video.